Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Now, it took me a while to see this movie because it came out in theaters a while ago. It came out during the busiest time, Christmas and Boxing Day, of course. So, well, unfortunately for Christmas and Boxing Day for us, we were sick like dogs with COVID, so that didn't help our case. But anyway, guys, it took me a while to see this movie, and unfortunately for me, I'll tell you guys first up. Unfortunately, the movie, because I think the internet sort of exploded when this movie came out, and people were doing clips on Instagram and YouTube, and you know how hard it is to do spoilers as well. Like, do I not? So, unfortunately, because it took me such a long time to watch this movie, I was a bit spoiled by the scenes from movie reactions and clips as well due to that point. Because I haven't seen the movie yet. It's like, what, May now? End of May? So, yeah, that's incredible. You know, by the way, if you go see Little Mermaid, there's a lot of spoilers for Little Mermaid, especially the dolls that they have, and so clips have been revealed, so be careful out there of spoilers as well. Spoilers ruin movies. I could agree on that. Spoilers ruin movies, so be careful. So I didn't want to be spoiled, but unfortunately I did in some scenes as well. But besides overall that, I thought it was a really good movie. It was a really cute movie. Touches upon a lot of different things that people have talked about in other videos already, because I haven't seen the movie in advance, so I started watching stuff like that. So I'm about to go back and rewatch some stuff of that as well. So Puss in Boots: The Last Wish is a good movie. I really enjoyed it. I watched it with my mum last night because I've been dying to see this movie for such a long time. I know it was on streaming. I know it was on streaming a while ago. I'm like, I want to watch it, but I haven't had a chance to with all the stuff that I've been so busy lately, so it's been hard to like do this. But yeah, but I'm not busy currently anymore. So yeah, so anyway, the whole premise of Puss in Boots is basically, you get the whole premise. He's on his last life basically, and he uses kind of the wishes to get them back. And it tells you at the beginning of the story, tells you it's a fairy tale. So I'm like, because I forgot this was a fairy tale, to be honest. I'm like, what? Okay, so yeah. So I'll tell you what I liked. I liked how, you know, there's different characters, you know, there's Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I really enjoyed her story with her family. It's sort of like an adopted family situation, which I really love, because family is not really blood, is it? Family is the one that you make yourself. So I thought that was a really good message to send out there to families as well. You know, adoption is family, sort of. You know, it may not be your birth parents, but adoption is, you know, very important as well, because that's the family you made. But, you know, blood's not family. You know, you got to remember that. Blood's not family. So I really enjoyed her, and I felt like Goldilocks and the Three Bears, you know, even though she's not a bear herself, they actually treated her like they were her own daughter, like they were part of her family. So I thought that was really good to see as well. Also, you get some cameos with a card say there's a lot of different Disney references and some Harry Potter references that you're going to miss. So make sure you keep an eye out. Like, oh, hey, I saw that. Oh, hey, I saw that. Like I said, unfortunately, the movie was spoiled in advance with movie reactions, because what they should do is make sure they should put spoilers. You know, some people do that on their movie reactions and movie reviews, and they do that. They should put spoilers instead of putting first time watching, because that's just going to ruin the movie for everyone. So, sometimes people do that. Sometimes people wait until people see the movie and then do a reaction of the movie. That's better than putting it out there, but because it's exploded on the internet, unfortunately got a little bit ruined for me in some of the scenes. But still a good movie. Like I said before, there's a lot of different Disney references, so don't miss them, and some Harry Potter references as well. And also, there's some Shrek cameos. I can't spoil you who it is, but let's just say what was a spoiled already in the teaser trailer as well. But one in particular was a spoiled, so I can't tell you. But yeah, it was a really good movie. I liked how it focused on different characters instead of Puss and Kitty and Pedro as well. Really funny stuff there. The comedy in this movie is hilarious. Like, my mum and I were laughing. Like, there's a lot of adult humor. Little kids' heads. So be warned, parents are going to watch this with kids as well in advance, because there's a lot of adult humor and a lot of swearing as well. But don't worry, they bleep it out for purposes as well. So yeah, so yes. Anyway, Yeah, so what do I think of the animation? Because it's sort of like 2D animation with CG. I told my mom that it's like the animation looks interesting. It's like, and I told her it was supposed to be like a fairy tale book come to life, and it sort of is. As for animation, it's weird because as much as I like the different animation style to this, I kind of prefer the one that they did in the Shrek movies and the Puss in Boots, the first Puss in Boots movie, which I saw a while ago. So I kind of like that animation. Not saying anything bad about that animation. I think it looks fantastic. The visual effects is so good. Like some of the fight scenes are slow motion, like it's kind of like stop motion. So I thought that was very clever. But I prefer the original animation, like what they did with Shrek and Puss in Boots. But we are as animation develops more and you get creative more, some animation does change, and unfortunately that's the case with this. But I still enjoyed it besides the animation. Like if you think of like the CG hyper movies like Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Smurfs, I really love that kind of animation style to them. The first Puss in Boots movie, which I just told you guys as well. So yes. So yeah, I really like that. Also, there's an end credit scene. I can't tell you where they go, but this was a spoil for me in advance. So, yeah, I can't tell you where they go to. But let's just say the story continues on through the Shrek universe, may I say. So that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, overall, the messages in this movie were really deep. I felt Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots, because he's on his last life. And Death, who is like the Grim Reaper, basically, is after him. And I was thinking to myself that fear, because Puss in Boots is a hero, he's doing all this really cool daring stuff, and I'm like, I've never seen Puss so vulnerable before. And there's a typical scene where I've seen kind of online already, but not a lot of it, which was good. Some of the stuff I saw in the movie was longer, because sometimes when I do movie reactions, there's like snippets of stuff, so you don't see the full thing. So I'm glad I didn't show the full movie of that, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, but besides that, yes, there's a particular scene where Puss is talking and Pedro is comforting him. He's like a therapy dog, and he's sort of like having, I wouldn't say panic attack. He's like, when I say panic attack? I don't know, but his heart starts beating really fast. And, he says, I'm a legend, I'm a hero, I'm not supposed to feel fear or be vulnerable. And I thought, that's interesting, because you see these characters. I love when there's emotional moments between characters, because it just makes them so lifelike and so more realistic than what we realize. So I thought that was very interesting to do. Yeah, and, I think the message is that, fear and being afraid and being scared is okay. And I think it shows kids that it's okay to feel scared and vulnerable and worried. Like sometimes I feel scared, sometimes afraid and a bit vulnerable with me as well. Because, some things do happen when you're scared of something as well. This also attacks into anxiety, which I love as well, because as a person with anxiety, I don't think I've heard it tackles anxiety, but I'm not sure. Yeah, because it was such a long time seeing this movie, so I have to go back and watch it. But it tackles anxiety and with kids, and as a person with anxiety, I understand that. I get that, kind of that thing as well. But I didn't feel like that in the movie, so maybe they put that aside. I'm not sure. I don't know. But that's what I've heard. But it doesn't seem like that from my angle or point of view as well. It doesn't seem like that as well. It just seems like Puss is having a hard time. And you see in moments he's vulnerable. Like he's a vulnerable character, and I think that's great. Like a really great character arc for Puss in Boots. And he realizes that he doesn't have to be alone. Friends and social is very important these days. So I thought that was really good as well. Okay, so let's talk about the villain, Jack Horner. I thought he was funny. I did like the design of the character, to be honest. Like, oh, okay. And John Mulaney's playing him. He played Chip in the Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Like, seriously. But he makes a really good conniving, like, very manipulative a villain. He lets people die. I'm like, whoa, that's like a step up. Because these days, villains don't do that. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. He just doesn't care. I think villains don't need to care about if someone survives or not. So I thought that was very interesting. He was a very menacing villain as well. So yeah, so overall, I really enjoyed the movie. Very cute movie. It sets up something more bigger in the Shrek universe as well. Like I said, I've loved Shrek. I grew up with Shrek when I was younger. Still am today. I enjoyed the first Puss in Boots movie, and I enjoyed this one as well, even though it's spoiled for me in advance, but that's okay. So yeah, so I would love to get Shrek 5, that's what they alluded to, but I would like to see a third Puss in Boots movie, to be honest with you, than the Shrek 5, to be honest. I know that's what they're focusing on, but I would actually like to see more Puss in Boots. I think we need to see more of these characters in solo movies, and Puss in Boots is one of those characters you can do so much with, so let's see. But I would like a third Puss in Boots movie than a Shrek movie. It's hard, because I love Shrek too, so, yeah, I just made a joke there. So it's hard. So yeah. So what do you think of Puss in Boots? Puss in Boots is streaming right now on Prime Video to rent and buy. So I suggest you watch the movie before you watch spoilers. That's my advice, because this movie was for me events. But if you have seen it, what do you think? Let me know in the comments, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe to Melissa's Media. You can also follow me on Instagram, and also you can follow me on TikTok. Go and do that if you haven't already. Okay, bye guys.